Your vocals are dull, and I know this because you've been listening to it, and you might have been just like me. You've recorded stuff a million times, and every time you get done recording your vocals, you feel like that it's maybe not the best. I mean, it sounds okay, but it can always be better. So I want to show you some simple effects you can use in Cakewalk that will help it get to a better sounding mix, so that way your vocals stand out more, so they pop more, so they just feel all together way better than what they are. What's up, everybody? It's your boy JustDaNorm. I'm here in Cakewalk, and this is what I'm working with. This is the tracks that I just created earlier. It's an instrumental track, and this is a lead vocal that I put together. I'm not going to do any backgrounds or anything like that. Yeah, we're just going to be working with this one single track, trying to figure out how to make it sound better. Because some of you all have been asking for more vocal tutorials on effects and stuff like that and processing. So here is what the vocal sounds like by itself. Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. Okay. All right. So a little breathy, and I just recorded this in one take. I kind of really didn't have anything that I was thinking of. I just kind of made it up on the fly. So it's not like anything that I would put out to the world. Basically, it's just for this video, so you can get an idea of how this will work. So, and here it is with the music. Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No, you're not, though you tried, you're not right. Okay, as you can see now, I haven't really mixed the music yet anyway as well. I just did a little work with the drums to make them sound a little bit better. But even with the instruments not being mixed, you can tell that this vocal is not doing what it should be doing. It should be clear to hear, clear to understand. It should be sitting on top of the mix. I feel like it's drowned under the instruments. So let's go ahead and fix that. First thing I would do with this is some basic EQing and compression. So I'm going to use all stock plugins in Cakewalk for this particular tutorial, but I do have another tutorial that I'm working on that's going to focus on 10 or more vocal effects that you may use if you're looking for those today's pop vocals, basically, but we'll go through that at another time, so stay tuned for that video. Hopefully I can release that sometime this week as well. All right, so first things first, so we can get right into this, I'm going to use the Pro channel just to use some of the templates that are actually in here. I do have my own JustDaVox in your face template that you can download. It's $8 right now. That's going to be going on sale, or it's going to be on sale until the end of July. So you got 2 days left to get that. So definitely try to check that out. Description below. All right. Now what we're going to do is we highlight the track. We're on track 8. Make sure that you can see it by clicking on the little knob button that's right here. And then it'll open it up. Now in Cakewalk, there are some templates that are already here. There's my JustDaVox. I put it in there. But there's also another one. There's a few vocal ones down here. Okay, vocals lead smooth, and let's see what that does. If it does anything. Okay, I can already tell that it added some compression. It has it 8-to-1. EQ wise, it looks like it's rolled off. It's done a high pass filter, which we normally do anyway. And it has some frequencies that it's taken out. So let's see if this actually fixes. And then at the bottom, we just have a console emulator, which kind of gives some saturation. I'm going to turn each of these plugins on one by one so we can hear what it's doing. So let's start with the compression. Let me put it right here so we can hear it. Let's hear it with the music. Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you... All right, so that's with the compression on. Let's listen to it without. Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as with it on. Got it right. No, you. Everybody wants to with it do out. What they do with it on, as long as you. See, I can already tell that it's already starting to cut through the mix a little bit more. It's a little bit more clear, and that's because we're starting to tame some of those lower parts where I'm singing a little bit lower in volume level or decibel level, and then we're kind of bringing it up so we can kind of get a more even mix with the vocals. So let's go to the EQ now, which is going to take out some of that muddiness, which is what we really need to do. Let's listen to it without the EQ first.
Everybody wants to do
with it on
what they do, as long as you got it right. No, you. Everybody wants
with
to
it out.
do what they do, as long as you.
Okay, let me listen to it just by itself.
No, you. Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right.
Okay, EQ wise, I think it's it's not bad. I definitely could be a little bit more clear, more crystal clear, more brightness. So, but once again, when you're starting off with EQ, just keep in mind that you start in baby steps. So you slowly carve out the sound that you're looking for. Basically, that's the way I like to think of mixing or vocal processing. Basically, is that you're not going to get everything right away. So this console emulator is going to add a little distortion or a little drive to it. Let's hear what that sounds like.
Everybody wants to do
without
what they do, as long as you got it right.
Okay, it's gonna make it a little bit more warmer too as well. It's just supposed to be emulating an actual mixing console. So, all right, now this is the first step. So I would do compression, I would do EQ, just try to get it sound a little better, and let's see what it's like that. Because sometimes you don't have to add much. You might not want to add no reverb. You might want to add no other effects. You just might want to keep it dry, but have that compression. So let's listen to it now.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No,
okay, so now that we're getting ready to do reverb, the first thing that we can do is we can actually put the reverb directly on the track. So you can test it and see if that's what you're looking for. We're going to go insert audio effects. We're going to go to reverb. Now you might see a bunch of plugins in here because I have downloaded some new plugins. This is only going to be using the ones in Cakewalk for right now. I'm going to make another video talking about effects that are outside of Cakewalk, but for now we're going to deal with the effects that are in Cakewalk. So we're going to use a reverb, and I could just say that's fine. Let's just listen to it like it is and see if that works.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right.
Now maybe I don't want it that wet. Okay, so, and maybe I want to play around with some of the effects that are on here. So there's an 80s and 90s on here. Let's try something, the fog verb. Let's see what that sounds like.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No, everybody wants to do.
So it's got like a modulation on it, looks like.
What they do, as long as you got it right. No, everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No,
I think this is one that's pretty cool because I've never used some of these effects on here, but because normally when I use any of these plugins, I kind of just create my own thing, but it's always good to use these presets that are in here because look at that, you got an effect that's kind of more like lo-fi reverb, but I still hear exactly what I'm singing. The reverb is like way in the back. When I crank the pre-delay all the way up, you really hear the reverb kick in later. So listen to it again.
Everybody wants to do what they do,
which makes it almost kind of like a reverb delay. And then if I turn the pre-delay all the way down, it's going to sound like the reverb is just right there.
Everybody wants to do.
Okay, so what the thing with reverb is that, just play around with it. You have fun with it. There's multiple reverbs that you can use, and you can use more than one reverb at one time. Say if I wanted a tight reverb, or maybe I wanted a plate, and then I wanted something that was like a hall, like really like dark and long, then I can do that. Then I can start doing automation with the effects, but don't go too far. All right, but just make sure that we stay right here. This is for beginners. All right, beginners, you just want to make this sound better. Okay, you can start playing with how to automate effects and all that stuff later on when you get into more advanced features of Cakewalk. But right now we're just saying, hey, let's just make it sound better. You know, is it going to be the best that it can be? It's going to be the best that you can make it for right now. And as you keep progressing and learning the craft of mixing and processing, then things are going to get better from there. I have reverb on here. Now, another thing I can do is add chorus. So chorus is a cool effect to thicken it up and to make it seem like there's more than one person singing this. Now, of course, I can actually go ahead and dub this and sing it again, or I can copy and paste it, but I'm gonna show you how to do that, and I'm gonna show you how to do both. So let's insert audio effects, and let's do the chorus, all right? All right, I had to sort the effects for a moment, so if you want to sort the effects, there's an option that says plug-in layouts, and you can do sort by category, by manufacturer, or type. So I was just trying to go straight to the Cakewalk so that way I can see where everything is, because I couldn't find what I was looking for. But let's use this multi-voice chorus and see what that sounds like. And I'm going to use a 12-voice ensemble. Let's see what that sounds like. It's going to be so crazy.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No, you're not.
Okay, so you see it kind of sounds really mechanical and stuff like that, and it might be because of the option that I have on. So let's see, I could turn the feedback down.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you
okay, so the feedback makes it kind of loop more.
No, you're not. Though you tried,
got some sign.
You're not right.
This is triangle waveform
for your type.
Adjust the delay of it. Okay, we turn it down. You don't hear nothing. Just the speed of it. And I can just EQ on this too as well. Let's just
everybody wants to do what they do.
This is a resonant wide,
long as you
resonant high.
Got it right. No, you're not.
I can break down some of the highs.
Though you tried, you're not right for your type.
Okay, let's listen to that.
Everybody wants to do what they do.
I've got to mention too that this is actually flanger, so that's what you're hearing. That effect, the modulation effect, is that flanger, which is another thing that you can actually do. And I was going to talk about that next anyway.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right.
Okay, so maybe I didn't want to use that particular effect. I can delete that. And let's say I really wanted to fatten this up. So another thing I can do is I can actually take this and I can duplicate this track. So I can hold down. Once you click on the clip, press Control and just drag it down to a new track. And now I can use this track right here, track 17, which is what it's called. Well, it says track 17, but it's really track 9. But okay, so it's record 17 basically for the clip. And I can take this and I can manipulate this one differently. I can put different effects on this one. I can put a different EQ on it. I can actually do a pitch down if I wanted to. So let's do something. But this is what I'm going to do first, is to make it sound more like chorus. If you listen to it right now.
Everybody wants to do.
Okay, this sound basically, it just sounds louder. So, but what I want to do is I want to nudge this one to the right a little bit. Listen to it now.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No, you're not.
And you can tell already that it has made it so much bigger. It's not only just louder, but it's also just more distinct. And if I wanted to go a little bit further, I can nudge it over even more. It would be way off though then.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No, you're not.
So this is like a few ways that you can go about kind of adding that chorus effect to it. Of course, you can use some that are specifically made for chorus. The one I showed you was for chorus and flanger. You can use a delay to do this by basically creating a shorter time period. So let's go about that. We'll mute this track. Let me add delay to it, and I'll show you what I mean for that. Let's do Snyder's delay. The factor is basically what note value or what subdivision you want the delay to occur at, basically. So right now, if it's set on 1, I'm going to hear it repeat. Like if I say, everybody, everybody. So it's going to just do it along with the quarter note. Now, normally when you click here, it might automatically sync. It's supposed to. Sometimes it doesn't do it. But if you sync, it'll sync directly to the tempo. So let's play just that part. No feedback, no crossbeat, no mix. And let's listen to it.
Everybody wants to do.
Okay, and I'm going to bring the mix in.
They do, as long as you got it right. No, you're not. Though you tried, and you're not right for your type.
Okay, so you can already tell that basically when I bring the mix up some, that you are hearing that effect. So listen to it again.
And you're not right for your type.
So everything is going to line up with the quarter note, which is right here. And we can actually turn it on so you can hear it.
And you're not right for your type.
So you notice that for you. Okay, so it just comes straight on that quarter note. And then, of course, you can go backwards. If you want to go half a time, this will be like eighth notes. All right. All right, so, and then the smaller you go, all right, the more it'll sound like chorus. Okay, so that's one way you can go about doing it too, as well as if you wanted to use the delay to create that chorus effect. We talked about EQ, we talked about compression, we talked about reverb, we talked about delay, we talked about chorus slash flanger because it was included on that chorus flanger. Another thing that you could do real cool that's very simple is to pitch up or pitch down whatever recording you have. So how I duplicated it here, I can take this and I can pitch it up simply by going up to process and then go to transpose. I can do it that way. All right, and I can say transpose audio. Now, maybe I want to create harmony with myself. So I got to think, okay, well, I can do a lower note. So let's just do a 4 steps down would be a 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be like a third down, basically. So let's listen to that and see what that sounds like.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No, you're not, though you try.
Okay, now I know it does mess up the format. There are some other plugins that you actually can go about using that will make it sound a little bit more appealing. Format wise is like change the tone, like when I say one note, like you, yeah. But this would be cool if you wanted to add like this in certain parts, and then you can either like, I can dip some of the lows out of this since it sounds kind of like not really that clear. It kind of sound muddy, but
everybody wants to do what they do.
So you notice as I add that in there, let's listen to it with the music, is that even though it's very subtle, I don't have to have it a much. It does add more depth to the vocal parts.
Everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No, you're not, though you try, and you're not right for your type.
Okay, all right, and maybe I wanted to go the opposite direction, so maybe I want to pitch this back up. So let's go up this time. So we need to go up 4. And then let's do 4 more. Let's try. So let's go up 8, I think. Maybe. So this is how this works. Is like if I had to take it up 4, that would take it back to the original note that it was at. But if I go up 8, this might not even be in the right key. I'm not even really thinking, but
everybody wants to do what they do, as long as you got it right. No, you're not. No, you tried, and you're not right for your type.
I like it.
And who, and who, and who, yeah,
All right, that's funny. It sounds so funny to me. So these are definitely some cool little things that you can do in Cakewalk to just, just play around with it, make your vocals sound a little bit more interesting. If they're too boring, no one is going to really care for the vocals. Or, you want the vocals to stand out more than anything, and you want your vocals to be as tight and as flashy as you can make it within the context of the song. Now, you do not have to use all of these effects within Cakewalk for every song that you do, but I definitely know EQ, compression, and maybe a little reverb, maybe a little delay. Those are the main 4 staples that you use on pretty much any type of song. Now, you might compress some more than others, or you might add more reverb on certain parts. There's a bunch of other things to do in the works. I'm working on a video that's going to talk about some other type of effects, special effects that you can use to get those sounds that you may be hearing on today's music and pop. There's a lot of different effects like stutters and doubling and chopping up vocals and creating your melody out of that. So hopefully I can put a video that's gonna include all of those. If you like this video, then you might want to go back and check out the video of me making the instrumentation for this. So I think that's it. I almost didn't know how to end it. So that video should be up right now. So go check that out. And if you like content like this, definitely consider giving it a like, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone. If you want to subscribe to the channel, great. Awesome. Love you all. Peace.